Hello, this is Rodrigo Fatima with the 7th FDDS Summer Blog Post of 2012. The question this week is, if you succeed a great man or have a famous parent, you will have to accomplish double their achievements to outshine them, by Robert Greene. When considering whether or not to accept a leadership opportunity, do you rely on facts or intuition? Please explain. I think like with everything in life and all the decisions that need to be made, you have to take a balance of both intuition and facts. Um, this might be one of the reasons why this question was left at the end, simply because when you read Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill talks about the sixth sense, and the sixth sense can only be applied and can only be understood after you've read the entire book and you understand all the concepts previously talked about. Also, when I think about this question, I think about what Colin Powell said in his book, Potential, Not Just Performance. Uh, it's a chapter in his book, It Worked for Me. He talks about the fact that you look at the past performances of the person that you're thinking about succeeding you, and you also think about their potential. So, in a sense, if you translate this into what the question of this blog post is, you say you think about potential as intuition. You have this intuition that someone is going to be great, therefore you choose them to succeed you, or you have this intuition that something is going to pay off, and so you invest in it. And then there's also performance or facts, and those are looking at past research, past experiences, and applying them to the present or to the future. You have to. It's Colin Powell says that you need to use a 50% potential and 50% performance, and I think that when you are thinking about, or when at least when I am thinking about being successful and possibly outdoing my predecessor, my parents, or the juniors in FDDS, or even catching up to their level, it's important to look at the way that they worked, um, what worked for them, what didn't work for them, but also have a sense of intuition and I think a sense of originality. So, although I might, for example, I got the project Scholars for Progress from Fallon. It used to be her project, and then she passed it on to me. I think what I did with alongside Vincent Ross from FTDS, is that we looked at the facts, we looked at what she had already, and then we kept a good portion of it. And then we also took our own spin, which is, I think this is the part of intuition, the part of potential, where we took what we had in our heads, what we had ideas of, and we then applied it to the project. And so we put it into the plan, and we twisted it a little bit, so it's not exactly the project that Fallon originally made it, but it's still a good project, and it's also an original project. The other day, Larry told me about the way that he structures his schedule. He says that 50%, Larry as in Director Thomas, the inaugural director of FDS, the Frederick Douglass Distinguished Scholars Program, he said that um, good leaders have 50% of their time scheduled for the upcoming week, for the upcoming month, or for the upcoming year. Um, and then they also have 50% left open for things that will come, to be ready to deal with the problems, to be ready to deal with the dilemmas, and also to be ready to put in new opportunities. And so, applying this to the question, um, the 50% that is anticipated, that is the planned, though that is the facts. And the 50% that is intuition is just that intuition of thinking that something is going to come up, either a problem or an opportunity, and you have to be able to deal with the problem or take the opportunity. Um, that's why you set aside time so that you can do that. And then in regards to what Eckhart Tolle said, he said that beyond happiness and unhappiness there is peace. That's the title of chapter 9 in The Power of Now. So when I think of what he says, in that once you get past the sort of um, surface emotions, you find an inner peace. And I think that in order to find this inner peace, you have to be able to use, have a balance. So a balance is like what I just said, facts and intuition. Um, when you think about people, those who are happy, they have a balance of both um, professional they have a balance of both professional achievement, but they also have a balance of personal achievement. I don't remember if it was an article or a documentary or some type of report that's basically said that the past generation, the baby boomer generation, and possibly the generation from the 60s to the 80s, they were focused on living to work. So you devote most of your energy to your professional work, and you devote it to achieving monetary success, professional success, influence, and power. And although that is important, I think it's important also to have a balance. And I think that most people struggle with this balance, or they don't understand the balance. It's funny because you think about how many people are successful, how many people are middle-aged, have earned 6, 7 figures, and they still want more, but it's not the healthy type of desire. It's the I'm never satisfied, to the point where I'm never satisfied, I'm never happy. I don't think there's anything wrong with being never being fully satisfied with anything, because I think it gives you drive. But I think that never being satisfied, period, is not something anyone really aspires to, because like I was reading in one of my philosophy books from last semester. um, it was basically saying that everyone has desires for power, for money, for sex, for whatever it is, that the ultimate goal in achieving this is that feeling of happiness. And I think that some people either think it's either happiness or success, and it's not exactly all of that. It's a balance. Our generation right now, we place a 50-50. So you have a 50-50% of focus on on both your professional and your personal. So you can invest, uh, out of 24 hours, you can invest 12 hours of a typical day um, towards your professional, and then you invest 12 hours towards your personal. Of course, I'm not really accounting for sleep or food or anything else, but when you think about it, you want our generation accounts. They have both because they understand. I think we have more of an understanding that, and we also have the luxury of knowing that happiness is a combination of professional and personal success. And I think it's important. And even though I don't exactly like this book very much, I think what he's getting at is the at least the way I interpret it, the final message of the book is that happiness is attained by living in the present, by being the most that you can be right now. Um, and so it's important for me and for FTDS and for really anyone going forward that you have this idea that everything in life is a balance, and that it takes facts and intuition to achieve a goal, and it takes facts and intuition um, to become successful. It takes facts and intuition to achieve happiness. And so, this is Rodrigo Fatima. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry that this blog post went longer than 4 minutes, but I think that you might benefit. I hope that you at least enjoyed it and I was at least entertaining. Um, Next week I'll have my last blog post, and so stay tuned, and I'll see you in a week. Bye.